All right, let's see if we can try this again. Is my audio working now? Hopefully it is. We'll wait a few minutes for people to join. All right. Yeah, you can hear me. You can probably hear the crowd noise too. So, because of the problems with the mic, I'm not going to do another walkthrough, but I'm going to do the Q&A here with you and try and restate some of the things I said during the Q&A. Believe me, I'm as frustrated as you guys are by this kind of problem. The fact that the video is backwards. So what I'll probably try and do is maybe download it, see what we can do to edit it to read right reading, and then add some audio on top, just so it all makes a little bit more sense for future views. But I really do appreciate your patience. We really do just try and do this as a favor to you guys. And someone mentioned, I saw one comment that, yeah, we're not professional YouTubers. I play one on YouTube sometimes, but I'm by far not professional. So right now it's 4:12 and the show closes at 5. So a lot of the dealers are starting to tear down. But we like to leave the booth up anyway for anyone that is still looking for something to do at the end of the show, just to come and look around. So, yeah, so I'm here for your questions. So just put them in the live chat, and I'll try to address them as best I can. I have to put my glasses back on. You are welcome, Jim. Let's see here. We'll highlight some of these comments. Let's see here. Comment UFO looks good. Thank you, sir. The image we showed was just a preliminary of the working CAD so far for the interceptor. Was that a 3D print decal sheet for the? So what we showed was we showed both the decals that are included in the kit, which are pretty much a gold chrome finish that is rarely seen in decals before. So it's not metallic like a paint. It is a gold chrome finish, and they look really sharp, look pretty convincing for the scale especially. And then we are also offering the photo etch sheets. It'll be a 2-sheet set designed by Paul Bodenseek and produced for round 2 by Paragraphics. Are there any plans for a blockade runner? It's on the list of things I would like to do for sure. It's just a matter of being able to fit it in within our budget constraints and be able to do it justice, do it at the right size. It's going to work out for everyone. It's definitely one of the ships that's under consideration, just not in development at the moment. So there's an official update on the Enterprise D.
There's just 15 minutes left on the silent auction. We got a lot of bidding going on down here, so if you place your bid, you might want to come back and check it out. Probably been outbid multiple times. Come check out all the wonderful items. Please remember that the money from the silent auction goes to helping dogs, helping heroes, where they pair up service animals with veterans. So it's a wonderful cause to donate all of your money to.
Thank you. So the update on the Enterprise D, there's no current development, but it is definitely something I'm trying to get done. It might take some unusual effort to be able to fund the tooling for that, and so there might be a program introduced possibly over the coming year to try and get that pushed through. Either the 1,000 scale D or 350 scale Reliant or another big kit, something along those scale that I know you guys are really interested in. It's just a matter of allocating that much of our tooling budget overall to one of those kits. It's just difficult to do. So we're going to see if we can do something special to generate support, something along the lines of the 1701 Club that we did for the TOS Enterprise. So stay tuned for that. Are there any plans for more ships from the Picard series? We've had a lot of interest in the USS Titan / Enterprise G, of course. And that's a kit that we probably will put into development at some point. And with it having been kind of the star of Picard Season 3, something that will be, I don't want to say like making it an uber priority to get done, but it's definitely going to be something that flows into our workflow and will be out hopefully in due time. It hasn't started in development yet. Let's see here. Any Hellcat plans down the road? As far as the car kit side, I can confirm or deny nothing. Enterprise D, we talked about that. And we talked about the Enterprise D. And how is the Death Star kit being retooled? So the idea was that we would retool the inserts for that and produce it in a translucent clear so that it'd be easy to allow pinpricks of light to show through if you want to light it. Of course, I would suggest it be built that way with a light inside. But the idea is to do it more, not necessarily 100% realistically, because it's difficult to do due to scale, but do a nice representation, a much better representation of what AMT did before of the Death Star kit.
William Walkley and Sean Van Dyver, please come to the record.
Sorry, I stopped when they start using the overhead because it's very difficult to concentrate, and I'm guessing it'd be difficult to hear. Talked about that. It's probably 1400 scale. I'm not sure what. If you meant the Cerritos, that would be correct. The Cerritos is a 1400 scale. Enterprise D or E. We all want the 1000 scale D, E, and C. Yeah. Okay. Message received. I'm surprised because we get a lot more support here at the show for 350 Reliant, and yet that hasn't even been mentioned here on the stream. Let's see. If we have the old Katinga lighting kit, but not the model itself, with the old lighting kit, work with the Kronos 1 kit, it would not sufficiently fulfill the needs of the Kronos 1 because Kronos 1 has nacelles, the inner grills of the nacelles are lit, and the lights are included in the new kit, and those weren't included in the Katinga version. 6 a.m. in Australia. Cool. Thanks for joining us from across the globe. TIE Fighter looks great. Can't wait for the Cerritos. Thanks. I can tell you the TIE Fighter is one of the notable kits that I've been able to handle in my career that I'm very proud of. I'm proud of both that and the Kronos 1, the way both of them are turning out. Plans for 350 D7. Yeah, but probably after Reliant, after 1000 scale Enterprise D. When is the new Strange New Worlds Enterprise coming out? Trying to get it out by the end of the year. Possibly it might roll over into next year. The Cerritos will probably be after the first of the year into the springtime. Both Kronos 1 and TIE Fighter should be to model stores, retailers, by the end of July or early August. We'll repost that later. It was just an image on a board. It's not super detailed. Let's see. The 112 land speeder will not have figures, and we have a limitation with the size of figures we can do within our license, and that falls outside of that. So it'll just be the vehicle itself. The TIE Bomber, we're looking to do that, and probably about the same scale as our other TIE Fighter kits, the smaller ones. And of course, later on, we might do a larger scale. Any chance of UFO cars? No, but I could talk to those guys about that. Hey, Chris, could you grab my bottle of water down there? Of course, there are Star Trek kits in the future, because that's where Star Trek is. I'm kidding you. Yeah, we've always got things rolling. We've always got, even though we don't talk about everything that we have in the works, we talk about everything that we feel comfortable and comfortable that things are going to work out in a timely manner, so that we're not disappointing you if something takes 2 years. But it's funny because we've had kits do that lately. Some kits are just becoming really labor intensive. Studio scale, please. I get it. Let's see. Let's see. Other Jerry Anderson license in the works? No, not at this point. We'll just work within what we have at the moment. 18th Dodge Rain Girl. I have no input on that side of the company, and I've not heard that talked about. Plans for a Titan G. Yeah, I mentioned that. It's something we'll do eventually. Kickstarter for the 1,000 scale Enterprise D. That might be the way we go. Is that a repop of the Enterprise D in new? Yes, that's exactly what that is. The box is not finalized, but we just wanted to have something here to represent that at the show. But yes, it will be in the translucent white like the Voyager was. Let's see here. With the success of the shuttle with interior interest in other shuttles like the Delta Flyer, some interest, but it's not as much as, say, Enterprise G, even Enterprise F. I think I'd like to do that at some point. I thought it was a cool design, even though it had very limited screen time, but we'll see how it goes. Any plans for any Romulan ships? Nothing currently in development. Any chance of more 132nd scale Star Wars fighters? Over time, that's the idea. Is that just over time we'll do more. We'll do X-wings and TIE Interceptor and Vader TIE Fighter. That's the idea, but it's a long-term plan, of
All right,
course.
everyone, this is the 5-minute mark on the silent auction. You got 5 minutes left to get your bids in. If there's something that you're looking for, we've already got some costs, so you might want to come check it out and cover it over your sheet because somebody else already is.
Let's see. What about an Enterprise R? Let's see. New NASA SLS looks great. How about SpaceX or a Falcon or Falcon Heavy? As far as I know, SpaceX is not doing any licensing at the moment, and we have looked into it.
We did. Are you Brian?
Let's see here.
All right.
So we're not going to do the R2D2 or C3PO. Luke's X-Wing, we just need to do a new tool, a nice tool of the X-Wing at some point. Any more vehicles for Mandalorian? Nothing planned. With Revell Germany announcing that they're doing the N1 fighter, we decided to stay away from that. I know the Bo-Katan fighter ship has a lot of interest. It is a cool design. So we'll keep a long-term eye on that, see what happens. I'm not going to talk about car kits only because really I don't know. I can't really talk about them because I hear over the cubicle what's happening, and I wouldn't be able to give you any accurate information. Let's see. Any plans for repopping 1000 refit Enterprise or other Trek kits with new translucent clear plastic? Where it makes sense. I hadn't thought about the 1000 scale refit in that plastic, but so it's something I can consider for long-term planning. No plans for an Aston Martin. More support for an organized D7 or Enterprise D fundraiser. Any plans for Ultra Probe, Metaprobe, or Swift from Space 1999? We've been talking this over with the guys that run the props and ships boards and the Space 1999 Facebook group. And I'd love to do a Swift, but it's another kit where there's so much detail over the whole thing. It's hard to know. It's hard to know where to do the compromises to be able to make it into a kit. So long term, I'd like to do it. Nothing planned at the moment. TIE Bomber will be approximately 48 scale, but really to be determined. Large Y-wing. I'd love to do a Y-wing. We've had it quoted, and the tooling it came in pretty much 3 times it would have for any other kit because of all the detail involved in doing that kit.
Those final sales before it wraps up for the 2023 Wonderfest. Doors will be closing in about a half hour at 5 o'clock. And speaking of wrapping up, don't forget to join our wrap party tonight at 7:30. Tickets are available right here at the Wonderfest store, $9. Tonight at 7:30 for the wrap-up party. Thank you.
All right, with that announcement over, let's see where did we leave off? Large Y-wing. Yeah, so the tooling for that is astronomical, so it's going to take another heroic effort to do that. One moment, guys. Let's see. Okay, 1400 scale. Make it all in line with your already existing 1000 fleet. I would love to. What we're running into is like the sweet spot for some of the sizes of these ships, like the Cerritos and the Enterprise G. Make them too long to do at 1000 scale and be able to do accordingly, and that's why we scaled them back to the Cerritos to 1400. And chances are the Enterprise G might have the same thing, and then maybe later on we can look at doing it in 1000 scale. Well, we found this 1000 scale is too big, 2500 seems too small, so we're meeting in the middle at 1400. 24th scale interceptor. We're not going to step out, early with that, but it's something we'll definitely consider later on as we go. Mario Suarez, thanks for joining us, man. X Plus having a lot of success with Western subject matter plastic kits. Any consideration of figure kits from round 2? No, not really. We just don't find success in that segment of the market, so we'll let other manufacturers like X Plus do their thing and wish them the best. Is the Cerritos clear for lighting? Either we will issue it in the milky white plastic like Voyager, or we'll do what we did with Voyager and offer it in 2 plastic colors, so that maybe a new modeler that is a fan of the show that has never modeled before, maybe they want something that's going to be molded in color, and so we want to service both markets. Let's see here. Belsa Master, you're still having trouble finding the Reliant Studio miniature. We think we know where it's at, but we don't have access to it. I'm still holding out for some measurements of what the filming miniature was. When I say measurements, I don't mean just the overall size. I mean, like, what's the length of the nacelle? What's the diameter of the saucer? We did have someone come forward and bring us some excellent photo reference. I mean, this is the best reference I've ever seen of the Reliant. A lot of it is nearly orthographic. It's going to be very helpful. And at this point, I feel we have enough that we could get started developing it if we can get a commitment to do the tooling. James, I'm not going to go through the booth again just because there's so much commotion in the room. We'll try and do an edit of that video, and I'll kind of talk through, kind of re-say what I said, and we'll repost that later. Love all the enterprises. Let's see here. What are the changes from the Strange New Worlds Enterprise versus the original kit? The most noticeable change will be the windows along the front edge of the saucer section. We're also putting a lot more work into the bridge dome to make it a little bit more smooth, more reminiscent of the look on screen. We tried to do raised panels on the previous version, and they just look a little bit odd, a little bit cartoonish. So we're smoothing that out. And then otherwise, there's just a lot of small details added kind of throughout the model, especially on the nacelles. Hey, what's up?
Are you finishing up your recording?
Yeah, poke in. Jay Cladek, everybody.
Quadec.
I'm sorry, Cladek.
All right.
Oh, I'm moving the wrong thing.
Yes, you are. Hello, everybody out there in the Ethernet, as it were.
With all the noise here, it's going to be difficult to hear. I did a walkthrough of the booth, and the audio went out. So
no worries.
But,
okay.
All right,
yes.
let's see what else we got here. So that's that 72nd scale TIE bomber. That'd be small, but I know that ties into the Bandai kit. So possibly, I'm leaning toward 48 scale.
Well,
350 Reliant news. I just mentioned that just a minute ago.
Well, actually, I do have a question for you regarding TIE Bomber.
Okay.
Given that the original TIE Bomber used pieces from the old MPC Vader's TIE, there's always the possibility of
making it studio scale, which
I know you'd have to get around Disney and Hasbro and all that, but they haven't done a TIE Bomber to my knowledge.
No, they don't care what we do.
Fair enough.
So it's just a matter of figuring out what size we'll do.
That's right.
All right, let's see here. Thank you. Again, I just do this, trying to do it as a favor to everyone that's not able to make the show. And I see Tim Muirfield, I see your comment, your thanks. I really appreciate the feedback, guys. Shadow Mobiles in the JL range. JL being Johnny Lightning.
Yes.
That might be cool.
You know, that's something that was never even tapped, even when Dinky did it, because theirs was it was decent sized.
Gotcha.
But there is a thought. But if you did a Shadow Mobile in that size, I guess you might have to consider something else, not just the Shadow Mobile or the command post.
Gotcha. Star Wars Vader's TIE Fighter and Millennium Falcon plans, especially Millennium Falcon details, please. Okay, so Millennium Falcon will be out real soon. Like I thought it'd be available by the showtime, but it will have the shorter sidewalls, the more accurate sidewalls, and the retooled radar dish. It's a smaller dish with a lot more authentic details in it. I'll have our marketing guy Chad start posting a lot more photos of some of our Star Wars stuff, especially the stuff we're showing here at the show.
By the way, the new sidewalls look really good. I really like the looks of how it looks with these sidewalls.
Yeah, just gives a much better presentation for sure.
Yes.
I see your Ultra Probe there, Jim. Let's see. Phaser set and communicator. We talked about that at dinner the other night. There are so many good toys and collectibles out there of those props that I don't think we'll do kits on them. Let's see. Any plans for more Space 1999? Eventually. It's not that we're giving it a rest. It's like we've done all the highlights, and we've got UFO on board now, so we're going to concentrate on UFO in 2024 with the new stuff. Release dates for the TIE and the Falcon. Like I said, the Falcon should be available very soon, and the TIE Fighter should be available like by the end of July. So by the end of summertime, you should have them in your hands. Any interest in Star Destroyers? Of course, we are interested in Star Destroyers, and we would love to. And that might be something that, again, we have to do a Kickstarter to do a nice big executor, or just a great, good size.
Yeah, how do you do something that's been done by others and do it in a way that they haven't done? That's the big question.
We just do it better and more authentically.
There you go.
Let's see here. Any news on Return of the Jedi A-Wing release?
Huh.
No, that's a kit that unfortunately the AMT tooling was destroyed, and so we might do that in a larger scale eventually. So we'll see.
Okay. So those of you with snap tight A-Wings, hold on to them.
Yep. The A-Wings, R2-D2, C-3PO, Tydirium Shuttle, and Y-Wing are all collectible now. I'll put it that way.
Wasn't expecting the Tydirium to be on that list, but
Me either. I was very disappointed when I heard what happened to that tool. Any plans for 1350 Reliant? No, none at all. We will not. I'm kidding. Go back, watch from the beginning. Let's see here. Thank you for all your hard work. Thanks, man. Not going to get into the debate the contestants are having here. Let's see. Talked about when the Millennium Falcon will arrive. More thank yous. Tydirium Shuttle, is that on the slate? Not a reissue, but a retooling eventually, I think, will probably happen.
Well, any fans for real space rockets? I mean, heck, you guys are doing the 1-200 Artemis rocket now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll look forward to doing more along those lines as more events happen, in the real world. Let's see. To do a re-release of the Enterprise B, probably next year.
Okay. In the translucent plastic, I would hope.
Good point. We can do it that. When will the Green Hornet be coming out? September or October, somewhere in that time frame.
Okay.
Repop of the 350 NX-01. I get a lot of requests for this kit, and it's screwed up, but I'm going to put some work in and see if we can get the problems fixed in that. where the nacelles they just droop, right?
Yeah, because that was early Polar Lights' very first effort in that size, and it was a high learning curve
Yep.
model, as I recall.
Yeah, had fit issues. The end result is a little bit wonky, so and to fix it is going to be a challenge. But I'm going to at least put some effort in and see if we can get it taken care of. Chevy Apache, I don't know, maybe. Let's see, Artemis Orion. Yeah, we might do an Orion kit eventually. It'd be pretty simple.
Well, a lot of it is
Hey.
the architecture of Orion. Well, the architecture of Artemis getting to the moon is still up in the air.
right.
We got to wait for some good imagery of the gateway and the lander and all that. We know what the Orion looks like.
So we shall see.
We're going to be hitting the road, so just want to say goodbye.
All right.
Love your
Thank you.
Yeah, safe travels. Give us more kits.
Oh, we will. Thanks for
Obviously.
stopping by. Always good to see you guys.
Can't wait to see what you're like. So, well, whenever you can.
All right.
Take care of yourself. Good travels. Jay, we'll see you again.
Likewise,
Thank you.
Jim.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Enjoy your new place.
Yes.
I do plan to get back there. Unfortunately, not this year. It'll probably be a couple of years. But if you're definitely still on about doing them, I'll be there as soon as I can, because it was one of the most fun times I had was going there. Yeah, I got the test shot of the Eagle. So yeah, definitely.
1,000 Katinga. It's going to be very difficult to do Katinga in 1,000 scale to get those details dialed in there. It's a challenge just because of that whole aspect of it.
Right.
I'd love to, and it's something that would be feasible if I can figure out how to do it. Let's see. When are you planning to release UFO TV show models? Just spread out through next year, so keep your eyes peeled. Could we do NBC black hole kits? So the structure at Disney, the licensing structure has been rearranged, so it's easier for us now to be able to approach them to do stuff like black hole kits or other subjects from other Disney properties. So we're going to put some effort into that. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, my only concern is the Cygnus, if the mold still existed, was a bit too short, and the plastic they used was a bit too brittle because of all that aluminum powder they put in there.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, the droids would be nice though, the Vincent and the Maximilian, but who knows?
Can you re-release Enterprise decals and Eagle decals? They're going for crazy money. Yeah, those are in the works. Reissues of a lot of the Aztec decal products are going to be coming soon, hopefully. Talked about the Swift, talked about the Phaser.
Somebody's asking about Eagle pods.
I mean, all that's left is the cargo, and I'm hesitant to do the cargo. If I get 1 million emails requesting it, I'd have to rethink it, but right now, no. Enterprise B we talked about.
Somebody's asking about Kickstarter for an Enterprise D.
Yeah.
What are they talking about? A scale you haven't done before?
1,000 scale.
Really?
To be able to fund it, yeah. And
No.
we might have to go there. We'll see.
Well, I'm a fan for going that route too, but he's got to get the feedback so we can woo the people that pay the bills.
Yeah.
All right.
Angelo, thanks for joining us. Of course, yeah, I see your Valdor. He's always rooting for the 2,500 scale Valdor. Let's see here. Are we going to make a 124 scale Black Beauty from Green Hornet? No, but we will make a 125 scale, and that'll be out in September. Let's see here. Enterprise B we talked about. 350 refit. Oh, you're okay. Those are the decals you're looking for: the Enterprise refit and the Eagle. As far as I know, the refit decal should still be available, but if they're not, I'll look into it. Release date for the Black Beauty, September. I know nothing about cars other than the Black Beauty. If you have a Kickstarter for D, you'll buy 3. All right. Let's see here. James Webb rooting for more UFO. We'll get to it. Only so much manpower. Let's see. 1000 scale D, 350 Reliant. Really? That's what you want? Oh, I'm just kidding. Let's see. P38 Lightning or a diecast.
Oh, they're talking about that little Johnny Lightning line
Oh.
with the P40 probably.
Gotcha. Larger scale 66 Batmobile. I'm not saying no. It's not in development, but I'm not saying no.
Well, wouldn't that depend on what Hot Wheels' license is for big Batmobiles?
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's look at it.
A Shadow Moon base.
Would we do other Trek ships in 1400?
You're doing the Cerritos.
Yeah, chances are, when we do the Enterprise G, it will probably be in 1400 scale, just based on the length of it.
Okay.
Any discussion of a 1000 Enterprise D? No, we haven't talked about that at all in this stream. I'm kidding. Please just go back, watch from the beginning. We talked about it. Talking about car kits, chat jump. Let's see. Hardcast from McCormick. I remember that show. Let's see here.
Oh, the Coyote. Yeah, that was an AMT kit.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't need newer, wider tires though, because the originals were a little too narrow. But that could also be done as that McLaren M6, I think it was. So.
Let's see. I'm skipping over a lot of questions about things we've already talked about.
Hi, Bradley. I see your comment.
Release
Sorry,
date.
Spencer and I must do. Okay. No worries.
Release date in Black Beauty, the 25 scale Black Beauty, not 24 scale, will be in the September-October time frame. Let's see here. Any changes to the 1400 Enterprise D? No. They will still have the world famous raised Aztec panels. Sorry to say.
Well, the sandpaper can solve that.
Yep.
And some elbow grease.
Somebody shouting you out to design a studio scale USS Constellation.
I know what he's talking about. That was the you need a long box Enterprise 18-incher for that.
Gotcha.
Well, I don't know. You could probably build a more accurate one yourself. It just takes researching and a little imagination.
A 1/350 scale K7 space station coming right up. It'll fill the room. All right, let's see. Updated Knight Rider. If we could get the license, we would consider it. Stick to 132 for your TIE bomber. Yeah, I wish. I wish I could make everything, all the kits 132nd scale.
Of course, when it comes to Knight Rider, if you did get the license back, there is a certain Trans Am kit you have in larger scale that would be an appropriate thing to switch, but oh well.
You didn't update the terrible engine cover on the Falcon.
I know what he's talking about.
You're talking about like the back detail?
There's some updates that, well, I mean, yeah, it's not going to be fine molds, but hey, that leaves it open for you guys to actually use some of your individual modeling skill to make it better yourself, too.
Yep.
It's not that hard.
Let's see here. All right. Looks like most of the questions that are popping up have already been addressed.
Oh, 32X one. Okay.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
Hopefully. I mean, like, nothing's happening yet, but that's the plan.
All right.
Chance of creating a line of die-cast carded similar military line. I'm not in on those conversations. 32nd X-Wing, got it. 350 Reliant. We're not doing a 1/350 scale Reliant ever. Stop asking. No, I'm kidding. We're working on it. We're trying to work on it. Let's see.
I guess the holdup is 1/350th scale con on the bridge, right?
1/350 scale budget to let me do it.
That too, yeah. Right.
Let's see. All right. Well, look, we got 10 minutes till the end of the show, and I've already got Chris packing us up, so I need to go.
Well, somebody was
And help
asking,
him.
when can we expect the 1400 Enterprise D?
That's a good question. Before the end of the year. I'm not sure the exact date, but I think it's fourth quarter this year.
All right.
So we will go ahead and wrap this up. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question, but I really do appreciate everybody that came out, that withstood our technical difficulties as usual. I'm not going to say we're going to try harder next year, because we tried hard this year and it just didn't work out great. But we'll see what we can do to make it better for you next year. Maybe I'll drag Chad down and let him handle all this kind of stuff.
Well, buy a lot of Artemis kits,
There you
because
go.
if you want more stuff like that, buy more of it. I am particularly proud of the decals in that kit because I designed them, and I want to see you buy more of my work.
There you go. Buy more of my work too, please.
Well, all of it is his work. I'm just glad he invited me along for the ride.
Yeah.
You can also buy Moonrakers too. I did the decal sheet for that too. So
Yep, that's true. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, Jay.
yes, sir.
Thanks for joining me, everyone out there in YouTube land. Thanks for stopping by to get a glimpse of what we are offering here at Wonderfest this year. And we will talk to you guys later.
All right.
Take it easy.
Cerritos. Interesting.